That's it. I'm so excited because for our closing session, please welcome Michael Schramm and graffiti artist Stefan Temmel to the stage. They'll be demonstrating how blockchain can authenticate and tokenize physical art in real time. So, this live demo will showcase the intersection of physical art and digital innovation. Offering a glimpse into the future of the art market, let's give a warm welcome to Michael and Stefan. So we got to do it real loud, so I'm going to need you to just keep clapping, hyping them up, because it's going to be great. So let's welcome Michael and Stefan to the stage. Yay? Woo!
Good afternoon. Let's get digital. Welcome to this last session of Creative Summit and welcome to the blending of the physical and the digital world. You will experience now not only the creation of a physical artwork, but also how we connect it to the world of blockchains. In the next 25 minutes, you will see and understand and learn how and especially why it could make sense to bring physical things on-chain. My name is Michael Schramm from Ownership, and we are bringing a safer experience into the world of high-value physical goods. And I'm very proud to be here on stage in Lisbon together with a very innovative artist. His name is Stefan Temmel, aka Stebo, from the wonderful city of Graz in Austria. And he combines traditional painting with very innovative street art. So let's introduce him with a small video.
First blockchain project to connect the digital and physical art space. Bringing art to the next level. NFTs that exist in both realms. Because you want to screenshot a painting.
Please welcome Stefan Temmel, Stebo. Da ist er. Hi, Stebo.
Hello, Michael.
What will you create for us today?
I will create a universe with spray can on canvas. I will use an NFC chip for adding digital artistic content. And you, Michael, will assist me to tokenizing the painting.
Great, so you will create a whole galaxy in just 15 minutes, and we have prepared this canvas already with a special NFC chip behind, and you will see during the next 20 minutes what we will do with that. So I would suggest you start with your work, we will watch him, we will observe him, and during the time, I will explain you a bit about all this digital blockchain stuff and why you need that. So please, Stebo, go on. So when we talk about physical things together with blockchain and Web3, then there is one word that we often hear, which is real-world asset tokenization. And when people in the Web3 community talk about real-world assets, they typically mean things like financial assets or real estates, but only the digital stuff, which is already digitalized, and maybe it's not even the real estate, it's the company behind it or some rights behind that. But this is what we are trying to do, is we are talking about physical, tangible, real-world asset, like arts, like luxury products. And there is a study from Roland Berger, the German management consulting firm, predicting that the tokenized art and collectibles will, the market for that will increase to 100 million to 10 billion in the next 5 to 10 years. So there's a huge market there for tokenizing real-world assets. And the question is, why? Why should we tokenize something? Why should we tokenize something like art or luxury products? And the reason for that why, there are several reasons that typically come there and many, many use cases around that. The first use case typically comes up with security, fakes, counterfeiting, especially in the world of online shopping. So if counterfeiting was a country, it would be the 8th largest economy in the world. And marketplaces have a huge pressure because 64% of users are leaving marketplaces after they have some bad experience in that area. So securing, bringing digital authenticity, digital certificates of authenticates, that's one use case. Digital content, and this is what Stebo is doing a lot. So adding to physical objects digital content that can be for marketing purposes, that can be part of the artwork, and I will ask him soon if he considers that as art or not. This can be additional certificates, documents for provenance, a digital product passport, things like that, that you can add as digital content to physical things. And you can access them with just a tap of your smartphone. Insights analytics, so understanding what happens with your physical items. Are they traded? Are they located? Are they in another country? Are they accessed often? Which kind of digital content is accessed? Trading escrow. So when you sell it, when you resell it on the secondary market, when you want to buy a 5,000 euro handbag, a $10,000 art painting online, would you send your money online? And if you receive an item, how do you know that this is really an authentic piece? So at trading, and this is what we at Ownership is doing, some kind of escrow service where the money is in a safe place until an authenticated item is really received by the buyer. But it can also be a communication channel. See it when this painting is hanging on the wall at home, the artist, the creator, the producer, the brand of the item can still communicate, add new contents and add new documents even after years. And the concept of royalties. When you're a bit familiar with NFTs, then there was a concept of royalties. So whenever it is resold, whenever it is traded, there is some percentage or some part of the money which runs back to the artist, to the creator, to the producer, to the brand. And this you can do, and if you tokenize physical things, you can add this concept of royalties even to physical things. So what about the how? So how are we doing that? And this is what we see today. So we start with we call it a physical anchor, because it's nice to have some kind of digital representation of some physical thing, but you need some coupling, some tight coupling. You need to identify this is exactly the physical piece that belongs to that digital twin. So we are doing that currently with NFC chips, one that is behind, that you can just easily tap with your smartphone. So I mentioned the word digital twin. So it's a digital representation. This word term digital twin is quite old, and we are talking long about this, but on the blockchain it has a very special additional meaning. So because when you do not see it as a digital twin, if you tokenize it as a token, and here we are using the technology of NFTs, but not this kind of NFTs that you might know with 1,000 variation of funny monkey heads, but it's using the NFT technology as a one-to-one representation of a physical thing. Because then it's easy to sell it on marketplaces, to trade it on digital marketplaces. And when somebody buys this NFT, which is, some call it a physical NFT, then this acts as a kind of voucher. As a voucher, when you buy that, your money is not yet going to the seller. Your money is locked in this escrow service. And only when the shipment process is finished and the buyer asks, and not the buyer is confirming that he received the authentic thing, but the buyer with his smartphone taps just on the item, and the item itself says, yes, I'm authentic, yes, I'm here, yes, I was received by this guy who bought this stuff, then the trade is done. That's the authentication part. And at the end, the communication part, when it's about communicating later, because whenever he's finished and he sells the thing, it is somewhere sold, and he still can communicate, still can add digital content there. So how's it going, Stefan? Great. So let's do it. What do we need in order to tokenize something like that? You know, in the world of tokenization, we are talking about crypto, about wallets, and some years ago, this was something for these hoodie guys in the dark rooms to know to operate this. But crypto wallets and things are getting more common in our world. So it's not anymore that you need a very complicated crypto wallet like MetaMask or whatever. You can already have wallets using your Apple ID, your Google ID, and things like that. And we even, there are hardware wallets in form of smart cards, and this is how we are typically identifying and authenticating ourselves. So when there is a physical item, the NFT representation resides in a wallet. Now, when stebo is finished, he will tokenize this artwork, and he will create a token in his wallet, and whenever it's sold over marketplace, or when maybe somebody's buying this for cash, then he can transfer the NFT. And the NFT is a certificate of ownership. It's not only a certificate of authentication, it's also a certificate of ownership. And in fact, it can be used in many, many ways. It can be used as a container for information. It's a certificate of authenticity, a certificate of ownership by the fact in which wallet it resides. It can hold digital content. It can document the provenance. It can document the history of the item. It can document how often was it sold, for which price, when and where. Yeah? And this is very important if we think about new supply chain laws and how items need to be followed and how items can be identified. Bisschen schneller, wenn es geht. So let's watch him for 2 minutes how he's doing that. You remember at the beginning he did some yellow stuff there and you didn't know what works. Now we can see some of the planets already. Let's finish one. Let's watch him for a minute. Gibst du mir dein Handy? Handy? So I said we can add digital content to the tokens. So I think, what about doing? Yeah, please. So this token consists of an image, a title, a description, things like traits, traits we call it, if there are some key value pairs, things like that. But it can have hold any kind of documents. So we will also tokenize, and maybe that's something special. We'll tokenize a picture of you, and let's do some audience participation here. So let me make a picture of you all. Maybe you make some funny move, please, and together with Stebo also make a funny move. Please, everybody makes a funny move. Great. Thank you. You can go on. So this is about adding digital content, adding experience to these items. So how does this tokenization work? Let's look into the process. So how we are doing it, we're using this ownership app, and it's a quite simple process on a smartphone. When you want to make tokens, or so you do not want to be a super technological expert. So it's something about create a picture, adding some traits, who is the creator, what is the size. You can add some title that is used and some description. And you can upload digital content. This can be videos, this can be images, this can be links to something. So brands or creators and artists are using that in order to add their portfolio or other products that they also sell, or giving some kind of background information. Yeah? So how about Stebo? Tell me when you're finished. Then I have some questions to you. In the meantime, what are we going to do now? So when he's finished now in a minute, we are tokenizing it and we are offering it on the marketplace, just with some click in the app. That means somebody can buy it on Rarible.com. We have an integration with Rarible.com, the NFT marketplace. And when you buy the NFT there, you can redeem the physical thing and it's shipped to you. And we thought of some special things for tonight here in Lisbon. So we did a demo, we did a try run yesterday. We already painted a galaxy yesterday on the big square and on the sea. Maybe some of you saw us. And so we have one painting already done. And this is now the second here for Lisbon. We'll tokenize it, we will sell them. And we will offer them on the marketplace for $5,000. But that's not for us. This $5,000, for anybody who buys it until tonight, he can not only take the painting with it, but we will donate this money to the Portuguese SOS child villages in order to support children and underprivileged children here in Portugal. Willst du tokenisieren schon? Tokenisieren. Mach du. Nein, ich habe noch kein Foto gemacht. Also ja, das andere schon, ja. So he will now take a picture. This is what he typically does. He creates something, he takes a picture, and he collects some kind of things. He just holds the smartphone to the NFC chip and to interact with the NFC. The chips are different sizes. Some are smaller so that they can fit everywhere. It's a bit harder to scan them. You need to be precise. The larger it is, the better it is. So he will now tokenize it. What's then? If the token is created, it's about offering the token. So he says, well, that's my email address, and send me email whenever it's sold. This is the price I want to get. In this case, as we are now talking about an NFT marketplace, we are talking about cryptocurrencies. There is, for example, USDC. It's a stable coin, which one-to-one US dollar estimation. And yeah, so he will now offer it then for $5,000 on the marketplace, where you can then find it under the, this was from yesterday, Bitcoin Universe Live at Praça do Comércio, Lisbon. I'm sorry, I apologize for not speaking Portuguese. But this was from yesterday, and there will be a second one here. And then at the end, you can find it in his stable art collection on Rarible. Yeah? So the first one from yesterday is already there. And if you wait some more minutes, maybe we need some time to finish it here, then you can buy it. Machen wir's nachher, machen wir's nachher. Okay, so Steve, I have two questions for you for finishing, before you tokenize. So you need a microphone. So my first question would be, I now talked about all of this digital stuff, yeah? So do you consider adding digital content? Do you consider this as part of the artistic work, or is this more a business add-on?
Yes and yes. A digital twin is an important part of my artwork. It extends my artwork. For example, I add evolutions. Which means a documentation of my painting.
So with evolution, you mean you're adding additional digital images, videos, and documents that illustrates the way how your artwork was created.
Exactly.
But what about the business part? What about, you said also yes to the business part.
It is very useful for marketing. It makes me unique, and it helps me to stay to stay in contact with my clients even years after I have sold them a piece.
Okay, so this is what I meant before. So the communication channel is important for you. So final question, because we need to wrap up here. Final question is, this is what you're doing now. How do you see your future?
I'm not only creating paintings on canvas, but I'm also creating walls on buildings. So in the future, I also want to create yachts or private jets.
Oh, that's nice. So if anyone in the audience have a very boring white motor yacht or airplane at home, so please talk to Stebo, correct?
Yes, so let's make some crazy shit out of it.
So that's a wonderful last sentence. I think it's the perfect sentence to close our session. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. We will now be there on the site with the painting. If you have questions, you can ask, you can come to us. And it would be great if somebody buys one of the two pieces today for the SOS Child Villages in Portugal. Thank you very much.
Thank you.